Good evening, everybody. It's 7:30 at night time, and I'm just having a cup of tea. We've been out all day. We set out this morning just after 8, and we decided to go to Chapel St Leonard's. Now, that's a little seaside village that I've been going to for all of my life. My grandfather made his own little caravan, and he used to keep it at the coast in Lincolnshire. And it's a very quiet little seaside village, and it was nice to go back today. Most years I try and get back to the East Coast because it gives me lots of memories of when I was a little girl. And then on the way home, we decided to call in at Boston. I am absolutely fascinated with Boston. It's got a lot of history. It's got a beautiful church there, which everybody used to call, and they still do, the Boston Stump. It's St Botolph's Church, really. And because the landscape round there is so flat, you can see the stump for miles and miles away. Well, today we decided to go for a walk down the side of the river, really to go and try and find a little pub that I could remember we sat outside about 20 years ago, and we'd forgotten where it was. Anyway, we managed to find it today, and so that was lovely. We didn't go in for a drink. It's turned into like a restaurant now, totally different to what it was like when we went 20 years ago. It was a traditional English pub then, and I can remember seeing children jump, school children, probably secondary school children, jumping off the bridge into the water where the trip boat came in. And they were having quite a bit of a conversation, should we say, with the captain of the trip boat, because obviously he thought it was a bit dangerous them jumping in front of where the boat is. And I've always remembered that little spot in my mind, but forgotten how we got there. Anyway, we found it today after 20 years of wondering about it. Excuse me. So that was lovely. That was a trip down memory lane. We will be going back. I do try and get back to Boston quite a bit. I love to walk where the memorial is for the Pilgrim Fathers. I just love rivers and the sea, and I love to look at any of the boats that are there. Some of our friends from the boat club, they've moored there for summer. They'd take their boats there for about 6 weeks and leave it at Boston. But we've never done that. But as I say, I do love Boston, and all the area around there is agricultural. So there's a lot of Polish people and Romanian people that have settled in Boston. So it's changed altogether. But it's not really the town that I go into very much. It's the outskirts, going on the walks, going where the river is, going where the estuary is. Absolutely beautiful. And I wish I'd have taken a picture of it. There was a massive tree, and it was actually a fuchsia, and it's the biggest fuchsia I'd ever seen. You could walk under it, you know, it was so pretty. Yeah, I just thought I'd just tag this little bit on and say hello to everybody, and hope you all have a good evening. Right, anyway, I better crack on. Well, not really. I'm going to have my cup of tea. I've just had some sourdough. I actually made a loaf before I went out this morning because we got up at 5, and I've started a sourdough starter off, and I started it off a couple of days ago, and it had really frothed up, so I've been able to make my first sourdough loaf out of this one. When it was locked down, I made them all the time, and we absolutely loved them. So we had fish and chips whilst we was out. When we came home, before I left, I cooked the bread in the air fryer, and it worked. So when we came back, we had the bread and proper butter on it, and some nice plum jam. So that's been lovely. Right, anyway, I'm going to have a lovely rest now, and I'm watching a catch up of All Creatures Great and Small. Bye.